In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics. In linguistics, we have commenced the chapter that is known as neurolinguistics. I told you about neurolinguistics, that neurolinguistics is the relationship between language and brain. Today, I'm going to teach you the main difference between brain and mind. Listeners and audience, whenever we are talking about the brain refers to the physical organ that is located in the skull. It is physical, tangible, and it controls the different functions of the body, such as thinking, heart beating, and even the balance of the body, walking and moving, etc. Similarly, if you're talking about the brain has various functions, like for example, cerebellum and cerebrum and brain stem. Talking about thinking, cerebrum is a part of the brain that helps in thinking, while cerebellum is the part of the brain that help us to manage and balance our walking. If you're talking about, for example, another part of the body, that is brain stem. So brain stem particularly help us, for example, decision making and memory, store the information, recall the information, etc. Listeners and audience, if you're talking about the physical structure of the brain can be physically uh, touched and visible. For example, through MRI machine, the doctor, they can touch the brain, they can operate the brain, they can treat the brain. On the other hand, if you're talking about mind refers to an abstract and non-physical phenomena. It does not have a specific place, a specific location. It refers to feelings, thoughts, emotions, and consciousness. However, remember that it is dependent on the brain. Brain is independent and mind is dependent on the brain. For example, if you're talking about the brain provides sensory information. Sensory information mean, for example, touch, sight, and even hearing. Whenever you are happy or you are sad, it is actually your brain which controls your happiness, even your sadness as well. For example, someone presented you a gift. Now you are so much happy about that gift. You are even feeling and thinking about that gift. But again, your feeling and your thinking, it is controlled by your brain. You are walking, your heart beating. It is controlled by your brain. So, if you're talking about the treatment, it can be treated by the doctors through MRI machine. It can be visible. But mind is not visible. But remember, it can be treated. It can be treated through a specific therapy, meditation, and both of them can be treated through taking rest. But remember, Mind and brain, they do not take rest. Yes, some of the parts of the brain take rest, but not the entire. For example, if you are talking about mind, conscious part of the mind take rest at night, while the subconscious, which is responsible for deep thinking, remains active. Similarly, the brain remain active always. Why? Because it is responsible for heart beating, controls your heart beating, control your breathing. Okay, one another interesting thing if we are talking about, for example, if someone push the ball, your brain tell you to catch the ball. It's your brain which sends the message. I told you about impulses. For example, the brain send message through neurons, and that is actually impulses, and impulses are electrical signals. So the brain sends a message to catch the ball. You have thinking, you are having happiness and different functions, but your functions, your thinking, your emotions, all these are controlled by your brain. And brain is like computer. It is hardware because it is practical, physical, tangible. And your mind is like a software of computer. So hope that now you know about the difference between brain and mind.